Hello, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing a whip and chat. I'm going to be working on this diamond painting here. I'm actually almost done. Look, I'm almost done. I'm doing this picture here. It's called Butterfly by Ching Chow Quick. It's from Heaven and Earth Designs. And it's a cross stitch pattern that I'm doing as a diamond painting. I'm using the technique that diamond painting between the lines had shown sometime last year to do this diamond painting. So this is when I finish this will be the first time I did it using her technique. And yeah, like I said, I'm almost done. This is actually turning out really, really beautiful. It's really, really colorful. Like, I'm using my spare drills for this, and I'm actually surprised how well this is turning out. So I'm gonna work on this part here. I did already start working on it, and there's still some excess stuff left that I need to do, but I figured I should also show you adding the last panel. I was working on the panels and then putting it together, but this last panel is really small, so I was just gonna add it now. So let's see. Just gonna cut it. So what I was doing previously, I don't know if you can see it. So I do have excess double-sided tape on here. So this is like double-sided tape, and I don't know if you can tell, but it goes all the way to the edge. So there's some excess tape. Oh, I need to add some here. So that's how I've been adding it. There's just a little bit more excess on there, and I would actually, this is too wide of a tape. Let's go. There's just I put a little bit more tape there so that it can stick together. And I don't know if you could tell, I was adding the grayed out section. So on the Heaven and Earth Designs, I don't know if you could tell, the parts that are overlapping, they made gray, so you can see where the overlap is. But I haven't really liked it, because what I was doing is I was putting the grayed out part on top of this here, and I didn't really like it because it's a lot less clear. It's like a little bit shadowy, so it was harder to read. So just to make sure, yeah, this is the right one. So what I'm going to try this time is not to include the grayed out section, because I was including it before, just so that there would be extra things to stick. But like I said, I didn't really like it because it made it a little bit harder to read. So I'm going to actually cut out the grayed out section and just, stick this, and stick this as close as possible. So with it being the transparency, this is actually harder to do when folks are watching. No. I noticed that sometimes they wouldn't line up, even though I printed them like exactly the same percentage. So what I would do is actually, like, I don't know if it was just the pieces of paper on the PDF weren't exact, but this last section was the one that I noticed it happening the most it, for whatever reason, this last section was the one that I had the hardest time putting together. All the other sections, just this last, I'm wondering if because this last section is only a partial page, that it didn't, it wasn't printed the same way. You know, what I also noticed is I think the next time I do this, I'm not going to do the transparency because my printer doesn't like it that much. Maybe, see, I don't know if you could tell, it's kind of rubbing off. My printer didn't like it as much. So I'll show you what my plan is for the next one. But since I had started it this way, it stayed this way for now. So I'm just gonna tape this. Yeah, I don't know if you could tell, like, my printer, I don't know. Even though I did use the transparency paper for, man, I just noticed that a whole bunch of it is not, like, I lost some of the writing on it. Let me pause. Okay, I reprinted it. Okay, so the main reason, I don't know, I was like talking about like not doing the transparency paper the next time is I noticed my printing of these was very hit or miss. Like sometimes it would print and it would be, the ink would stay on it really well. And then sometimes on the same printer, it wouldn't stay on the paper really well, like on the transparency really well, and it would start flaking off like what you saw here. It was flaking off. And I just couldn't figure, and I did change the printer setting to transparency. So that I'm 100% sure of, but I don't know why it was so hit or miss, whether it would print out where the ink would stay on it as opposed to not stay on it. So maybe it was the brand of transparency paper I got was not the best. I did just buy the cheapest one, but it was during like Black Friday, so sometimes, you know, things might have been more expensive or less expensive than usual, but I did just buy the cheapest one. So perhaps I got not so quality transparency paper, but it was one of those things where I just noticed it was very, very hit or miss whether or not I had a good print on the transparency. So it was just a little too difficult to, it was just too difficult to to know whether I had a good one or not. So yeah. That's the main reason why I'm probably not going to do the transparency thing the next time, but I might try a slightly different method. So I've already kind of tried it. So this is the pattern printed the right size on regular paper that I laminated. What I ended up doing is I printed 2 sheets of paper. I put them back to back like this and then put them through the laminator and then cut off the sides. So now it's laminated on one side and then just regular paper on the other side. I was thinking of double-siding the lamination, but I just thought it would be too thick. I do notice that it will come off on the edge here a little bit. the lamination, but I'm hoping it'll stay long enough to actually do the diamond painting. But yeah, this is how my plan is to do it next time. And the reason I laminated it is so that I could put the glue or double-sided tape on it without, like, I don't know, like I was thinking of doing it on cardstock too, but I do think that it's just a little bit easier to put the adhesive on not on paper but on like a plastic. So this is my next plan of doing it. But for now, this one I'm doing the transparency paper, and just gonna finish this out with this. I think maybe if I just get better transparency paper, I might not have as much problem as I'm having now. But yeah, it was really hit or miss whether or not the ink would stay on my transparency paper. This seems to be an okay print, because it probably was like, I have to print well. But yeah, it was very hit or miss. And for whatever reason, this last page just, sometimes the sizing just, see, this one seems a little bit, it seems relatively okay, the sizing. Yes. So even though, yeah, I noticed that it only in this last strip where the print was not equaling the other pages. The other pages were fine. It was just this last page. This last page was not agreeing. Just this last page, the alignment was not completely agreeing. So let's just hope everything still fits. You'll see, well, at some point you'll see the finish. It won't be in this video because I'm not anywhere near finished yet for this video, but yeah, nope. So yeah, this was one of the cons I found on this, is that sometimes the pattern didn't print out the same for all the sheets. And I only noticed it on this last sheet where the it printed out with just a small strip. You saw that was just the last page. It was just that little strip. And all the other pages, I didn't have the problem. So I'm wondering if the ones that are more full page matches more than the ones that are not full page. So main issue there is just that the last page doesn't print out well. So here's hoping that it'll just turn out okay. So that's how I did it. I just use excess on one sheet and label paper, sticker paper, and go from there. So I just realized I need to put double-sided tape on this one. So I do have double-sided sheets, but I'm just going to use double-sided tape for this, just because it's such a small section. Okay, it goes here. Just going to use double-sided tape since it's such a small section that I didn't think I needed the sheets. me putting on my own double-sided tapes has given me new appreciation to those people who are working in those diamond painting factories that were putting double-sided tape on things, and we were all complaining how there was overlap or it wasn't in the right place. Well, it's not the easiest thing to do. But yeah, no, that's what main thing I noticed was just how main thing I noticed was just that last section, for whatever reason, just didn't. Did I have a different thing here? So I'm going to finish this soon, so even if I don't get to this right away, it should be fine. Yes, it looks like a kind of a mess right there. Okay. But yeah. So I think someone at some point asked me, is this an easier way to diamond paint than just doing it on a blank canvas and using Pattern Keeper? I still think it's easier. I think it's, to me right now, it's just getting the technique to put it together and having Heaven and Earth Designs have all their things in the right size. I think that's where I'm. I think just it was just this strip, the one that was on so these were practically full sheets of paper, and then but there was this like little section here that was on its own sheet of paper, and it was just the strips, the little tiny strips, that I think the sizing was just slightly different, and it messed it up a little bit. All right, so I haven't even got to my whip and chat, and this thing is like over 10 minutes long. So all right, so I'm gonna do just the leftover of this here. And of course it's probably the hardest parts because, you know, I don't know how you diamond paint, but I tend to diamond paint the easiest parts with a lot of stuff and then do the harder parts. I do notice that when doing this, that my 939 is actually, because 939 is such a dark blue that I just kind of started putting things in my, when I would kit it down, I would just be like, it's dark blue, they should be equal. I've noticed that I do have a couple different shades, but they're really dark blue, so it's not that noticeable, but once you put it on a tray, it's more noticeable. So yeah. So had some problems, I guess, in the beginning of this video. Didn't expect to be this far into the video before starting the diamond painting. Just because, yeah, I just printed that last sheet today, and I stupidly did not check whether it was one of the good prints of the transparency paper or the bad print of the transparency paper. So unfortunately, it was one of the bad prints of the transparency paper. That's why I said that I think I'm going to try the laminated paper route instead. The one-sided laminated paper route. One, if the laminated paper route works out, it will actually be cheaper than doing the transparencies, because regular paper is really cheap, and laminating sheets, if you buy like off brands, are pretty cheap also, and much cheaper than the transparency paper, even when you combine the cost of the two things. So, and I won't have that issue of it being clear. And I don't know if I have this silicone mat in here. I actually really like this silicone mat. I do my specials. Oops, you know what I forgot to do? I haven't started my timer. I only did a little bit, and plus I'll talk a lot more on this one, so it'll be much slower. I really like this silicone mat to do my specials that are like, you know, the keychains and things, because since it's the silicone mat, the adhesive doesn't stick to it. So I could turn my keychains around, because a lot of keychains now, which is a good thing, are double-sided. And when I turn it around, I couldn't turn it around before, but now I could turn it around and do all of the same color on the other side, instead of waiting to have it all done before I turn it around, because otherwise the adhesive will stick to my table or something. So doing the specials on these, oh, my printer's making a sound, I don't know. Doing the specials on this silicone mat, I don't know. It must be doing a cleaning. It didn't like that. Is it printing something? I don't know. So yeah, I think it's doing the cleaning. So what was I saying? I don't know anymore. Yeah, no idea. My printer distracted me. It sometimes does that, where it just goes into a cleaning mode. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna try to do it the next time I do one of these patterns on the laminated paper. And I think in the end, it'll be cheaper in the long run, because it's just laminating paper and regular paper together is actually cheaper than one transparency paper. And what was I going to say? Oh yeah. And the fact that it'll be on a white background, so I won't actually need to. The whole reason I even have this on here, which I don't normally do, I don't normally have it on here, is because otherwise I'd see the background of my table on my pattern and I can't read it because it's clear. So I think I'm going to see how that goes. And if I like it, I think that's the route I'm going to go. Also, I don't know if I'm going to do it that way, but I might start the bottom and up, because I think it's a little bit easier to put the things together if I put the top layer on top. I don't know. We'll see. I don't make these decisions until I kind of start doing them. I have noticed that I kitted this up back in, when did I kit this up? I kitted this up back in October 2021, and I have run out of some of my colors. So I don't remember what I did. I think these ones, in my later kitting up for the Heaven and Earth designs, I was using this half teaspoon, and someone had told me at some point this half teaspoon is 200 drills, and then someone else told me that the half teaspoon is 300 drills. And so the next time I just bought this because I saw it was cheap. The next time I actually kit up one of these with my spare drills, I actually got this jewelry weighing scale. It was like $8, I think. It was like $6.99 or $7.99. And it's supposed to be able to weigh by the gram. And I do know from most things, I do know that supposedly, like, 1 gram is like 200 drills. So if I do that, and that's actually a little bit more than 200 drills. Wait, did I say this thing was 200 drills, right? So supposedly 1 gram is like 210 drills. So, hey, that's actually way more. I don't know. Oh, you can't see it. It doesn't show up on the camera really well. It says 1.32. I should have gotten one that had a nicer, is there a, no, that's in ounces. That's in ounces. That's dry weight. Count. Gram. No, wait, that's gram. So you can't see it, but it does say 1.29 on there. So I actually think this is actually more than 200 drills. But yeah, 200. They say that 1 gram is 210 to 230 drills. That this is why I didn't mind that much. Okay. There, that says 1 gram. You might not believe me, but it says 1 gram. So my teaspoon is actually not that full. But I don't know if this would be, oh wait, I could do 1.5 grams. Then that should be about 300 then. Okay, that's 1.5 grams. So yeah, it does look like, yeah, the half teaspoon is actually closer to 300 than 200. All right, that's enough wasting some extra time. But yeah, I'm sad now that I'm seeing it on camera. You can't see that it has the number on there. See, there's the number. See, that's what I get for buying the cheapest one and not looking at what type of backlit the thing is. What kind of backlit is the grams? Because I could read it. But yeah, I think so yeah, that's a jewelry weighing scale. And the whole reason was so that I can need a trash container. The whole reason was so that the next time I kit up a Heaven and Earth Designs, I just do it by the weight. And I feel like that would just be, one, faster than doing it by the scoop. And probably a little bit more accurate. But yeah, supposedly 1 gram is about 210 to 230 drills, at least when I see it on on the websites that sell the drills. So if I just do half a gram is 100, then you could kind of figure out how much to put into there. But I have, since I don't remember what I did when I kitted this up, I actually have started running out of some of the colors. Luckily, I haven't run out of the colors enough that I don't have it in my stash. But if in the making of this video I run out of colors, I would not be surprised. Oh, and I did actually, like, after struggling, I was like, why was I, like, on my last WIP and Chat, trying to find the drills, I did actually put everything in alphabetical and numerical order so that I could find it faster. And that's really helped in finding the drills. Alphabetical, numerical, and by shape, a shape symbol. luckily this thing only had 5 colors. I mean 50 colors. So yeah. I did in the last Heaven and Earth Designs sale, which was I think maybe like 2 weeks ago, there was a sale. Where when they have their sales, they're usually like 50% off. So because I don't know if it's just a thing that I kind of want to do, is I wanted to challenge myself in something. And plus, Art Dot was going to send me another storage container. I actually just got it this week, and I haven't unboxed it yet, but so look out for, in the future, an unboxing for some more storage from Art Dot. But they sent me one of those they sent me the big case, the big case. So I was like, what am I gonna do with this big case? And I thought, I should go check if there's a sale in Heaven and Earth Designs. And guess what? There was a sale in Heaven and Earth Designs. So I bought one of those maximum color diamond paintings. That is not mini. One of those maximum color cross stitch patterns. That is not a mini. So it's ginormous. And I'm planning to do it in a couple panels, because there's no way I was going to do that in the ginormous size. So I'm actually, if you're following Diamonds and Washi, she's doing like this Heaven and Earth Designs cross stitch pattern in, like, I think she's doing 8 panels. It's 8 or she's doing 4 panels. 8. I don't know. I forgot. Is it 8 or 4 panel? Or I think she's doing 8. The one I end up choosing is very similar to the pattern she's doing there. I think it's from the same artist. I'm just doing the animal one. I think she's doing like a fairy tale one. I'm doing the animal one, and it does look like I could do what she's doing, where she's doing it in 8 panels. Although I was thinking the 8 panels would make it like a 30 by, a little bit more than a 30 by 60, I think, across. I might do it in 12 panels instead, so it would be like a 30 by 40 instead. But I don't know yet. I haven't gotten that far. I haven't got the drills yet. What my plan was, I was like, if I'm going to do this ginormous pattern, my plan was, after I finish putting away all those resin drills I got from Amazon back in Black Friday sale, I really hope that goes back into man, I really wish I knew that they were gonna like not be available anymore, because I would have bought more packs, because it was actually such a good deal for what I got. That, yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is use those drills for anything that is 1,000 drills or less, and then buy everything else. Because yeah, I think the pattern I got was like 200, I don't know, I think it was like 230 colors, or was it like 220 something colors? It was like, yeah, it's a large amount of colors. And I was like, okay, what am I doing? I think I just put challenges in front of me. But it was one of those things I've been wanting to try, the max color stuff. I was thinking of getting one of those like Diamond Painting Deutschland max color ones. I just didn't like any of them enough to purchase it and then pay for the crazy amount of shipping I would have to pay to get it from, I think it's from Germany. So, because yeah, the amount of the shipping I have to pay to get that to the US was pretty much as a diamond painting. So the only way that place would be worth it to me is for me to get like 3 diamond paintings. And I was wasn't even sure I wanted to do that many of the max color ones. So I thought, you know what I should do is do a max color one from Heaven and Earth Designs and do some psychotically ginormous diamond painting, because why not? And it was just one of those things I wanted to try out. Like, I still haven't finished it, but I have that diamond painting from 80 Colors. Maybe next time I do a WIP and chat, that's what I should take out. I have that diamond painting I got from 80 Colors that has over 100 colors, and it's turning out so detailed having that many colors. So I thought I should try out one of these max color Heaven and Earth Designs, and Art Dot's sending me the big storage. It's big. I didn't realize how big the storage was until I was like, oh wow, this is big. I saw the box. I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be a big one. But yeah, the whole reason I got it was like, well, if I'm gonna get this storage, I need to do something with it. So this is an AB. Sometimes diamond painting ABs is a lot more effort, and I find using the multi-placer just a little bit easier sometimes, even for single placing, because yeah, I can't put new wax because it won't work. It'll just pull it out. But yeah, whole reason I even decided to do the whole max color thing was because I was getting the storage from Art Dot, and I thought I could. It'll be a long, you know, yeah, that could be my next kit up since I did get it. If I finish putting away my I don't know if you've seen, like, my last couple Monday videos was me organizing the drills. I still haven't finished. I have three more, oh, that picked it up, 3 more parts to it. And I haven't had the time to record that series, so I missed last Monday's video. I just didn't have time to record it. I haven't recorded yet, because if I do record it, it will be after this video. I haven't recorded Monday's video yet, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good for me to record that, so there might not be a video this past Monday either. So yeah, I just have to finish that, and then I'll kit up the max color thing, but only kit up the drills that are less than 1,000. So then everything else I'll buy. And I'm gonna just use resin drills for that one, because I figure if I'm gonna do a ginormous one, I want it to be resin drills. That's my mentality. Let it be resin drills. And by the time that'll be such a future project. I just can't see that being a fast project. That's probably going to be one of those perpetual projects that never end. You know, those projects that you do that just never have an ending to it? That's what that's going to be. But for whatever reason, I've been having a lot of fun doing these cross-stitch patterns as diamond paintings. That I've been diamond painting other things less. So, yeah. I mean, I'm almost done with this one. I was doing those little mini patterns. I'm also diamond painting my comparison pictures. So that one where I got that custom picture that I got from 2 different vendors. I finished one of them already. I'm 1/4 done with the other one. And then I think I'm taking a break from that. I did them one after the other, and I'm just thinking, I was like, no, I should have taken a break. So after I got the 1/4 done, I was like, I'll take a break from this and go work on something else. So I'm not sure what something else is gonna be, but I'm gonna go work on something else. I did go and work on this, and it's so almost done that this might be my work on the thing I'm gonna work on. There's something else I'm gonna work on. I did take a pause. Why did I pause from diamond painting this? I don't know. I paused diamond painting this for whatever reason, and went and worked on something else. I think I got everything. All right, so what has happened this week? What happened this week? Or when was my last WIP and chat? It was a while. So just since my last WIP and chat, my mom came to visit. My sister was going on a trip, so my mom stayed with me during the trip. So I think that was partially the reason I didn't record last week, because my mom was with me. And so I didn't have as much time to record during the weekend. I got to see my niece for a little bit when my sister came to pick up my mom from my house. Can you believe my niece is going to be 1 year old? 1 year old. Next week. Man, I just felt like she was just born. She's still pretty small. She's still wearing like 6 months clothes. Because my coworker was showing me a picture of his grandson, and he was showing me the picture of his grandson that's 4 months old, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, how many pounds is your grandson? And he said like 17 pounds. I was like, oh my gosh, my niece is not even there yet, and she's gonna turn 1 year old. So, yep, small baby. But I could tell she's getting longer. I don't know if you could consider them height yet, because, you know, while she's standing, she's not walking. So I've just been saying, oh, she's gotten longer instead of taller. But I could tell she's getting taller or longer. So yeah, next weekend, oh man, there might be a couple 4-day upload weeks, because next weekend I'm not going to be home either, because I'm going off to Seattle, because like I said, my niece is turning 1. It's actually my sister's birthday this week, so their birthday is 8 days apart. So yeah, gonna go off to Seattle. I'm gonna go buy a cake. My sister wanted, since it's my sister's birthday, so I was like, so my mom was like, so I'm gonna go buy a cake. I have made cakes before, but I was just gonna buy one. So she wanted me to go to Red Ribbon. There's a Red Ribbon, which is a Filipino bakery. It's like a chain bakery. There's a Red Ribbon in Tukwila, in the South Center Mall. Man, I wish there was a Goldilocks here. I totally, sometimes I miss the San Francisco Bay Area just because of how easy it was to get the Filipino stuff. But yeah, there is a Red Ribbon here, and she told me to go get a mango cake. The mango cake there. But I have to say, the mango cake from Red Ribbon, because there was one in the center. I don't have that much left of this one, so I wonder if this might be one of those ones. I'm gonna have to refill the bottle. Okay. This is also one of those ones that's kind of annoying, because there's these two here. And since there's no color on this, I have to actually be careful. So yeah, my sister wants me to get the mango cake. And then my mom was like, oh, when you get them to write it, just say happy birthday, and then just my niece's name. I was like, but what about, yeah, and my mom was like, nope, it's more important the first birthday. I was like, okay. I know my sister's not gonna care too much, so I'm just gonna follow what my mom said. So yeah, instead of having, you know, happy birthday, blah, blah, and blah, blah, I'm purposely not saying names. Happy birthday, blah, and blah. I'm just having one name, my niece's name. You know, I told my sister, this is what you get for having a kid with a birthday that's like a week away from yours. There's going to be a lot of joint birthdays from now on. And your birthday is not going to matter as much until you guys get older. Yeah, I can tell this one I have a couple mixture of a couple different shades. Okay, so that's the other caret, the other direction. That's the less sign, it's the greater than. There's one over here. Those are the less than. Oh, here's another greater than. So yeah, I'm just gonna, I think, I don't know, like last time I just went in there and they had ready-made ones, but I think just in case, I'm just going to see about ordering it online. I just have to remember to do it. I'll probably try on Thursday to order online. So that I could just pick it up. Unless it's too small to be ordered online. I guess I'll see. It's not like I'm going there. I have to order it online. Now, should I say happy first birthday or just happy birthday? Uh, I don't know if she could eat the cake yet. I think she could eat mostly what older people can eat, but just don't overdo anything. But then that's the case for all of us. Just never overdo things. Okay, I missed a couple over here. Okay, so yeah, my mom came by. So that's probably why I didn't have much time to record last weekend. And then this past weekend, I don't know, I just didn't feel like recording. And I had some other things I was trying to do, so it's probably because I had some other stuff to do. But yeah, yesterday I didn't get to record, and then today I just started recording now. This is my first video I'm recording today. But prior to the video, I was doing a little bit of a setup for my Monday video, which I don't know if I'm gonna be able to record before, because I have to still record Thursday's video. We'll see. After this, I still have to record Thursday's video, and yeah, Thursday's video shouldn't be that bad. Yeah. But it is actually past 6 p.m. already, so yeah. Curse you, daylight savings time. We lost an hour today. It was spring forward. You know, I think I was looking up because I remember at some point Washington State wanted to make daylight savings time permanent. Because we're actually on daylight savings time longer than we are on, I guess, ordinary time. Is that what they're calling it? So we're on, instead of PST, we're on PDT, Pacific Daylight Time. They wanted to, I remember the Washington State wanted to make daylight savings time permanent. But they are actually not allowed to do it unless Congress passes, like the federal Congress. So not just the state Congress, but federal. I don't know. Is there a state Congress? Man, I don't think so. I think we only just have a state Senate. But unless the federal government passes something that allows folks to make daylight savings time permanent, they can't actually do it. I think that's what I read. We could make it that we don't do daylight savings time. I think Arizona and Hawaii doesn't do daylight savings time, but we can't choose to stay on. We can't choose to stay on. We could choose not to do daylight saving time, but we can't choose to stay permanently on daylight savings time without the federal government passing something. So yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. So we're gonna pretty much be this whole change the time thing. I think I'm on the I'd rather just pick one and stick to it. The one good thing is, hey, look, there's still daylight. So I just got, like, I'm an early person at my work, so I was talking to my coworker last week. I was like, you know, I was driving to work. It was last week. Not last week, but 2 weeks ago. And I was like, hey, it kind of looks different going to work because I could actually see some like light. And then I was like, wait, it's going to be daylight savings time soon. It's just going to go back and I'm not going to see light anymore for a little bit in the morning. But at least it will be light in the afternoon. So yeah. So this week we had at my work, we had a college class come to visit us at the lab. So I had to give a tour, or kind of a tour of my section. When I saw the kids, I was like, oh my gosh. And these were college kids. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so old. They look so young. Those college kids, they look so young. I think it went really well. And I have come to realize when before something like that would freak me out, like giving tours and talking to people, it doesn't freak me out that much anymore. Or at all. It doesn't really freak me out anymore. So, which is a good thing. I guess. Is it one of those things that as you grow older, you stop caring what other people think? Or you're just less self-conscious? Or I've been put into too many situations as supervisor. I've been put into too many situations where I've had to talk to outside people. I'm like talking like as if I can't talk to people. But I didn't have to talk to people, like outside people, too much before. because, you know, I would just do my work and that would be it. But then now, since I'm supervisor, I'm expected to kind of do the more showy stuff, do presentations and talk about the group and all that stuff. Pretty much sell the group. I kind of feel like that's what I'm doing lots of times. I'm selling our group. I'm like, this is why we need our existence. I kind of feel like that's what I keep doing. It's like, okay, this is what we're doing, and all that stuff. Pretty much saying, yes, you need to keep us alive. Yeah, okay. Oh, I missed one of the ones that was going this direction. I don't know if you guys do that when you notice that a symbol that you've already done, and you find one while you're diamond painting it. Diamond painting a different symbol. Like, you're like, I know I did that symbol already. And then you see it while you're doing another one. Do you normally just ignore it, or do you go and get that one and just fill it in because you know you had done it already, and or do you just wait till the end and try to fill in all that stuff that you missed? I can see both ways. I'm more of the, if I see it, I'll fill it in because I know I've already done that symbol. So, we had another power outage. I don't know if I said it, but we're having some power issues at work. And we had a scheduled power outage last Monday to fix something on there, and then they say it's the last one, the thing should be fixed, blah blah blah. I'll believe it when I see it. What color? That's a 6. I'll believe it when we don't have to. But it's actually pretty difficult sometimes with the power outage to do like continuous work, because you always seem to have to prepare for the power outage. So far it's been working out okay, but we had we had 2 instruments that unfortunately didn't survive, I guess, the power surge that happens during a power outage or something like that, so we have to get them repaired, unfortunately. One of them was under some service contracts, so it was included in what we pay them yearly to have the instrument serviced. But yeah, no, it's been kind of annoying, all the power outages. Okay. Oh, this one's 8. But hopefully that's it. It did snow again last weekend. I was like, it's March. It's still snowing. See, this is another reason I'm not sure about the transparency paper. It's not the easiest to read, so I'm hoping going this route it'll be much clearer. It's very clear to read these, so I mean, it's on transparency paper. It would probably be better if I had a white background instead of this blue background, and I have double-sided tape on it, so the tape also obscures the writing a little bit. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try a different route. But it's a great idea, though. I do like having it printed out and diamond painting directly on the pattern. there's less having to do the counting. Because counting is actually difficult. If I don't have that much left of this one, so I hope I have enough to finish it. But I only have this much left, so. And I didn't put in like the extra 20% or something, so it kind of makes sense that I only have a little bit left. Because these are for my spare drills. All right, so I think I'm done talking about myself. Let's see. Questions. You know, I had this set up and then I went and printed my thing. I had to restart my computer because my printer and computer were not talking to each other. So let's set up my contains questions. And let's make it bigger for me to read farther away. I have actually relatively good eyesight. But when the computer is a little farther away, I may want to make it a little bit easier for me to read it. Okay, let's see. So Marina asked, so in my last WIP and chat of this, Marina asked, nice Joan, could you perhaps show how you glue the pieces together? I also think of doing one myself. Well, I kind of did that in the beginning of the video. I kind of made it where it looked a lot harder than it should be, but it seriously was just this one strip. The other panels actually came together really easily, and printing it out. So what I've been doing is I wasn't printing out all the sheets of paper at once. No, I was printing out all the sheets of paper at once, but for whatever reason, just this last strip didn't match all the other strips. And if it wasn't for that, what I showed you would have been much easier. And yeah, I don't know why it wasn't matching at all either. So. But yeah, I was just having a little bit of excess double-sided tape and put them together. But I was doing them little panels at a time and then putting them all together just so that it's a little bit more compact, leaving them in the little panels than it was for me to start putting them together right away. I don't know, I might put them together right away the next time, just because I do start feeling more of a sense of accomplishment when the panels are all together as opposed to separately. It doesn't seem like you're half as done. I don't feel like you have as much done for whatever reason. Maybe it's just some psychological thing. It didn't feel like I had a lot of it done when I had them in the separate panels. Okay, let's see if I have enough to finish what's left on this part here. Because I'm so used to diamond painting things by section. So when you see you have like, oh, you're like, oh, I'm 25% done. Oh, I'm 50% done and stuff like that. When I was doing like the panels and then doing the panels but not doing the edges. The main reason not to do the edges is just so that when you put it together, you're not one, you'll be able to see where it is, and then two, you won't be able to see the line between the two sections because what happens if you diamond paint them together, you're just never going to be able to put the sections as beautifully together. So diamond painting these, so I already had done this panel, so then I was diamond painting the two sections here, and most of these sections are 10, so that's like, this is like a 10 square thing, and then here's another 10, so this is like a 20 square amount. It just made it was just my way of making sure that you wouldn't be able to see the seam or the joining section. I don't know, but yeah. So I don't know if you should take what happened to me in the beginning of this video as an indication of how hard or easy this is to do, because I did find just that edge strip was just not lining up as well as all the others. Because this was like, let's see, this was 1, 2, 3 pages here, 4, 5, 6, another page here, and then 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think there was only 9 pages to this. Was there just 9 pages? Yep, there was only 9 pages to this, and so it was only every third page where the strip was only like yay big. Those were the ones that weren't matching the other 6 pages, but all the other pages like got put together really easily and they matched each other. So I don't know what happened to the other one. And even when I did like this whole calculation thing, and they worked. The problem was, I think width-wise it was correct, but this way was wrong. Like, it was just not completely square. Not sure how to fix that, but that's what was happening. Okay, I think I got all of this one. So thank you, Marina. I don't have it planned out yet because I don't know yet what I'm gonna do. Let's see. I got that one fell. That one there. Okay. I don't have it planned out yet how I'm going to do this out, but what I was planning to do was cutting this out and then putting like double-sided tape here and then sticking it on to here and hoping I get in the first shot, because if you saw where I had to kind of take it off and put it on, I'm hoping that I'll be able to do it in one shot here, because I figure if I put the tape on the paper side and then try to stick it onto the plastic side, I'll still be able to slowly lift it off to make adjustments. And I think that's what I'll do. And I probably actually wouldn't have to cut this one too much because since it's white, I'll be able to cover it completely. So yeah, I don't even actually have to, I don't feel like I actually have to cut this except up to here. Cut this here. Or cut it that way. I'll either put it on that way or that way. I don't know yet. I'm already making plans for my next project, because you know how you do something once, and then after you have the experience of doing it once, there's all these things you wanted to change about the process that you think could work out better, or you could be wrong. My next plan might not work. And I'll go back to the transparency. I think the transparency would have been fine if it wasn't for my printer, or maybe my transparency paper. I just was not getting the consistent print where it would seal during the print. So I don't know if it was the transparency paper or my printer, or a combination of both. Or there would just be a couple transparency papers in the pack that didn't work as well. I don't know. Or I just don't know how to print on transparency paper yet. Even though there is a transparency paper setting on my printer. like I said, it was kind of hit or miss whether the ink would stay on the transparency paper. And at first I thought, I was like, okay, it doesn't want to print several of them on the same day. So I started doing them as like a little bit at a time. And nope, it was still kind of hit or miss whether it printed well. And I also had this problem, like I said, I don't know if it was my printer or not. I had this problem where I would print it and I was like, oh wait, this is too small, even though I don't think it was too small. So then I would print it on regular paper, and then the regular paper was like, okay, this is the perfect size. So then I go print the same thing and then just change it to transparency, and then it printed it in the wrong size. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's my printer. I don't know if it's the transparency, but for whatever reason, I was having issues getting my printer to print the size consistently. And that's a problem when you're doing, that's the problem when you're printing something to it's a specific size, because otherwise if it's too big or too small, they won't be able to be put together. But when I was printing it on regular paper, it was printing it correctly. So I was like, I don't know what was happening. I was like, okay, maybe I should stop printing off on Wi-Fi or something. I didn't get that far, where I put the cord on the back of the printer and just started printing it from the USB cord. I didn't start doing that, but for whatever reason, the last couple prints that I did, like for my next one, I was having that issue because I was printing out my next one in the transparency paper, and what I was finding was it was just not drying correctly on some of them. Yeah, like this one. This one was not drying correctly. I don't know, see if you could see how dirty the back of the transparency, the transparency paper was dirty, and I could feel that the stuff is coming off. And for whatever reason, the first page was not printing correctly, but the second and the third page were printing correctly. But when I printed the same exact thing just immediately after on white paper, it was fine. So I was like, it was testing my craziness. So no, I'm not trying to tell you my bad stories for you not to try this. I just think it was a combination of my printer and the transparency paper, or just because something was wrong with my printer. I don't know. All I know is when I changed it to the transparency setting, things were not going exactly to plan. And it looks fine. Like if this was just a printed piece of paper and you had no idea what size it was supposed to be, it would be fine. But when I would put this ruler to it, it just would be wrong. And I was like, what is wrong? Why is it wrong? And I print the same exact thing, but just change it to plain paper and print it on white paper. It was fine. But then I was like, should I print just say that I'm printing on plain paper? But I have not had a good success doing that on my printer, where I don't say what type of paper it is, because I have a laser printer, and if I don't say the right paper type, it would start flaking off. So I've been saying the right paper type, but for whatever reason, changing the paper type, yeah, well, let's just say I had some issues with the transparency, and many a transparency was wasted. But whenever you come, like I said, I think my issues are my issues. For whatever reason, my printer and my computer were not communicating correctly when it was in transparency mode. So I figured, let's not do the transparency mode and just do plain paper. It should be able to do plain paper. And yeah, so far all the pages that I printed on plain white paper was fine. And I was like, okay, what I'm going to do now then is laminate this thing. I also thought of just using cardstock, But I decided, let's try this laminated one. And then, like I said, if it's one of those things, if it's one of those things where it doesn't work out, I'll try something else the next one. If it doesn't work out, I'll try something else. So, I'm using pink wax for this just because the double-sided tape works a little bit better with my pink wax than my glue dot or double-sided tape, because that's what I usually use in my pen, is a glue dot or double-sided tape in the multi-placer. And I think it's just the combination of being both double-sided tape, and it was hard for the double-sided tape to win against double-sided tape. So it was just a little too sticky. All right. So only Marin asks, I don't know if it would be an option. Oh, so this was in my last WIP and chat where I was talking about getting a new camera for recording. FYI, I still haven't gotten the camera. I think I'm allergic to spending money. So, like, large amount of money. I'm just allergic to spending money. Yeah. So it takes me a while to do the purchase. Spending, yeah. I could spend like $100. I could spend $200 maybe. But once I start going over $200, I start getting like, should I be doing this? But yeah, no, I haven't bought. So only Marin suggested, let's see, I don't know if this would be an option, but what about upgrading your cell phone and keeping your old one just to record with? You know, I actually thought of doing that last year. Last year I had to upgrade my cell phone because my previous cell phone was like my phone company was upgrading their network or something, and my previous phone was not compatible with whatever they were upgrading. So I changed out my phone for a newer one, which is currently my and I was like, you know, my old phone has a better camera than my current tablet, because tablets have really not the best cameras, but phone cameras have been getting better and better and better and better. What stopped me from going that route of using my old camera, even though I think it would have been a much better camera to record, was the, what do you call it, memory card. My videos take up a lot of memory because they're long. My videos take up a lot of memory, and it's not easy to take out the memory card from phones. So what I would have had to do was do the USB thing, transfer the thing from one phone to my computer or something. And I just liked being able to record on the little memory card and keep the memory card, like, so what I actually have a bunch of memory cards, and then I would record on it. When it gets full, I would record on it, transfer the video onto my computer, and then when the little SD card got full, I'd put it away and put in another one. And then I cycle through about, I cycle through 8 of them. I think it's 8 or 6 or 8 micro SD cards. And so at some point I have 2 copies of all of my videos. and then sometimes 3 if it's been transferred from my computer to my external hard drive, my big external hard drive. So at pretty much most of the time I have 2 copies of my videos until it gets older and I run out of micro SD cards and I have to go and delete my oldest micro SD card. So yeah, like I said, at some point I usually have 2 copies of all my videos, and then usually my rotation of SD cards lasts me like 2 or 3 months. So for 2 or 3 months I will have copies. Man, I really messed up on this one. I have 2 or 3 copies of all my videos for about 2 months. 2 or 3 months. So the phone wouldn't have allowed me to do that. What would have happened is I would be able to put like that big SD card in my phone, but then I would have to transfer it and then delete the stuff that was recorded. And yeah, that just didn't really work for me, because I don't know, maybe I'm paranoid, but I want to have the 2 or 3 copies. I want to have the 2 copies for a while, and then, you know, once it gets old, then it goes into but by the time it goes into my my external hard drive, the video will have been posted. So yeah, it was just like that extra comfort. And unfortunately, the cell phones were not made I could put in the SD card. They're just not easy to remove and put a new one in. Not like my tablet has a really nice SD card slot on the side, and most cameras have SD card slots too, because they do the same thing that I said, like they use a little SD card as storage. So yeah, that's my story. Now, if I didn't care so much about having that second copy, then it totally could work. But yeah, I don't know. I feel comfortable when I have the second copy. It takes effort to record these videos. But yeah, no, I had thought of doing that. And yeah, my phone camera is even my older phone camera is much better than this tablet that I'm using. But yeah, I've not pulled the plug yet not pulled the plug, but I haven't pulled the trigger, I guess, of buying the new phone, the new camera yet. I have like 2 that I'm kind of leaning towards, but I just haven't done it yet. It's just gonna be one of those like days where I'm just like, I'm just gonna buy it, and then I buy it. But I don't have really time to figure it out right now, to figure out the new camera. So, because yeah, if I get a new camera, I'm gonna have to change out my whole thing, because I'm gonna have to get a camera holder instead of a tablet holder, and then I'll have to figure out how to use the camera. Yeah, so it's right now, I barely have time to record my videos right now, unfortunately. So yeah, I think when I feel like I'm going to have a little bit more time to dedicate learning the camera, that's when I'll pull the trigger and buy the camera. Or if I have it in my save for later cart on Amazon, if it randomly goes, like I have like 2 in there that I'm deciding on. If I ever go see in my save for later cart and I see them like psychotically cheaper, then that'll be one of those I'm not ready for it purchases, but it's cheap, that I'll go and buy it. I said, I'm kind of allergic to spending money or larger sums of money. So thank you, Marin, for your suggestion. Okay, Lily said, "Hi, Joan. I think your video quality is perfect." So there's one saying, "Joan, you don't need to update your your video quality. It seems perfectly fine." I loved. So this was my last WIP and chat. Oh my gosh, I'm so behind on responding to comments. I love this particular comment. I would like to try printing on transparency paper. Will you please post the finish of this product and even show how you put it together? Well, you kind of saw how I put this last part on. I've already kind of put this together on off camera. I'll try to do it more for my next Heaven and Earth ones. It was just when I was doing this, it was the first time I was doing it, so I kind of just wasn't sure of myself in my technique of doing it, so I just wanted to do it off camera. But the next one I do, which I've already printed out ones, it's going to be, I think, which one did I start printing out? The one I start printing out is, I have too many things, get it up. The hazards of, okay, here it is. The next one I think I'm going to work on is this one here. I thought it wasn't going to be that big. I was like, yeah, it's a simple picture. It's actually a 56.25 by 77.5. I was like, okay, that's not small. Or maybe I should work on, no, that's a big one. Maybe I might work on this one. It's a 36.25 by 100, but you know, if I just kind of just do like, go down that route, it might not seem as big, and I'll start seeing it come together much easier. I don't know. But yeah, too many projects. Too many projects that I want to do, not enough time. But yeah, I think the next one I do, I'll try to show a little bit more of my process. It's just that this was the first one I did like this, so it was more testing the waters. And I think the transparency paper thing would have completely worked if it wasn't just for my printer issues. Printer, computer, I don't know what issues. The issues were not I don't know. Might have been the transparency's fault. But yeah, if I wasn't having all my issues with the printer, I would do the transparency thing again. I just wanted to try something else, the next one, which will be that. So thank you, Lily. Let's see. Susan said, Joan, could you do a video going through your portfolio page by page? I guess I could. I have a lot of portfolios. I'm on my third of my one that's the 18 by 24 inch one. I think I have 4 or 5 of the 12 by 16 portfolio book. So yeah, I could. Although my mom has taken some of the pictures. So they're not complete. And some of the pictures taken was probably some of the better ones. But yeah, that could be a thing I could do at some point. Barbara asked, I really like the, oh, so this is in my Diamond Art Club completion review and filling out the portfolio. So these next ones, that's what these are. I really like the penguin at the end of the video. Is it a partial? I don't think I would like doing all that white background. Yes, I think the penguin was a partial. Special partial. Christina said, hi Joan, I always watch your posts and been getting ideas. Have a question. What printer do you use for your thumbnail pics? I have an all-in-one HP printer that uses so much ink and color doesn't come out as good as the original. Appreciate your suggestions. I actually also have an HP all-in-one printer, but it's a color laser jet. I got it refurbished back in 2020. So I don't know if the printer is still available. It was like a refurbished printer on Amazon. It was only like, I think in the end it ended up being like $250 even with tax. So it was like a really, really good deal at the time, I thought. So yeah, I use a laser printer. But you can hear my problems with the printer from the earlier part of this video. So, not sure. Like, it's been working out for me, except for using on transparencies. The ink is actually, the beginning toner in there, it came with some toner, at least my refurbished one, and it lasted me over 2 years before I had to purchase more. The toner does get expensive because I have to buy 3 color ones and 1 black and white one, and I had heard that HP was not allowing you to use not genuine ink cartridges, so I didn't even bother buying the knockoff brands. So I had to buy the HP brand of toner. One good thing is I found a pretty good deal of it in Walmart actually. So, because normally the toner cartridges were like $60 each. So if I was to buy 4 of them, that would have been $240 for the toner cartridge. And do you remember how much I said I paid for the printer? I was like, at that point, I was like, I might as well buy a whole new printer. I was like thinking, I spent like it was like $250, I think, for the printer. And it came with that toner that lasted me like 2 years. So I was like, at that point, I might as well just buy another printer. So I was actually really contemplating buying another printer just because of that. I ended up finding my deal for my ink cartridges. I ended up getting it for $160. So in the end, it was still less than $240, but I was just like, why is toner so expensive? But like I said, it lasted me, the toner that came with the printer, which I don't know how full the toner was, lasted me over 2 years. So I think I should be good for another 2 years at least, hopefully. But yeah, no, at some point when I saw how expensive the toner was, I thought I should just buy another printer. And I really thought of buying one of those the cartridgeless, is that the word? The no cartridge eco tank things. I think that's what it was called, especially since I saw it on sale in Costco. And when I looked up how much the refills for those printers are, they seem really cheap. I could be wrong. And so, yeah, that was my... See, like I said, I with how expensive the HP toners, I was like, should I just buy a different printer? That's how sad it is. I was like, it's like, I bought the printer used, refurbished, or I don't know, certified used. It was an Amazon one of those like Amazon Renewed things, and I have not had any issues with it. It looked brand new when I got it, so I was very happy with the purchase, but I'm unhappy with the HP brand toner costing so much, because when I first bought it, because my previous printer, which I actually still have, I have a black and white laser printer that I've had for, I don't know, 15, 20 years maybe. It might, you know what? I think I bought it like, did I buy it? No, I think I bought it like, no, it's been a while. I don't remember when I bought it. That one, it was plenty compatible with the knockoff, not knockoff, but you know, generic brands of ink cartridges. And it worked perfectly fine with the generic brands of ink cartridges. So then when I bought my next HP, I thought, oh, I'm going to be able to do this. But there was, yeah, I was reading all these things where it said that when I was trying to look for what generic brand of ink cartridge I should use, I saw a whole bunch of reviews saying that it was just not compatible with the printer, because it kept giving it an error about not being true. I don't know, not being their name brand. So I just didn't want to bother spending that money and finding out it didn't work. So I just went for the name brand one. But I think had I known that when I was purchasing the printer, I might not have bought the printer. Because, yeah, if the ink cartridges cost almost as much money, or more maybe, as my printer, it makes buying a new printer actually kind of cost effective. Which is not the thing that it should be. Like, it shouldn't cost, the ink cartridges shouldn't cost, the ink cartridges shouldn't cost more than the printer, because then why not just buy a new printer? But no, I think, because I you know, like I said, my printer was refurbished, and it's been working really well for me because it is an all-in-one. It has a scanner. It has a scanner. I have never used it, but it could photocopy too. But I always just scan if I want to do. Yeah, I don't think I've ever photocopied anything, because I just never had to do the photocopy thing. And it's Wi-Fi available. My old HP printer, I do have to, if I want to print something, I do have to get the little USB cord thing and connect it to the computer. I still actually do use my black and white one for black and white documents. It's just that my the toner costs so much for the other one that I only use it for things with color, so I don't waste the black and white ink. Since the other one I could get like generic toner cartridges for like $15 each, and that's what makes it, or like less even. That's what makes it kind of annoying how expensive the HP brand toner is. And I've had the other one so long, and I have had very minimal issues getting the generic toner cartridges. Okay, I apparently can just talk a lot about printers. So, sorry that I didn't really answer your question, Christina. But yeah, I do have an HP all-in-one printer. It's just a laser printer. And I don't know how much more cost-effective it would be than what you currently have. But like I said, at some point I thought of buying the tank, the cartridge list, the ones that are like where you fill it with ink from a bottle from Costco. I just didn't do it because I have a printer that works, just is kind of expensive to give new ink to. I might decide 2 years from now when I finish with the current ink that I have in there, be like, yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to find the deal that I got. But I don't know if I'm going to be willing to spend $240 for ink when the original printer did not cost. So Christina said in my kitting down of round drills, I think this was my Orlo one. Yikes, the terms of removability for those seem worse, the worst labels so far, huh? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is the worst. There's been some bad labels, but yeah, it was not the labels provided were not removable. Now, the other caveat is that I've had issues with the labels from other companies being too removable. Like right before this video, I accidentally, because I have these in this here, I accidentally, for whatever reason, I picked up a different zipper bag and I opened it and I was like, wait, these are not right. But then I saw the labels were like 3 of the labels were kind of like askew, like as if it like moved, and I was like, oh. And it was, I think it was a Diamond Art Club one, so that I've had kitted up for a while. Yes, I apparently, there's something that flew, but I can't see it anymore. I have a couple diamond paintings that I've had kitted up for a while, and that's why you may have noticed that I'm not doing as many kit up videos as I used to. It's not fun. I want to get up. Why can't I get up now? You have too many. Yeah, I know. Yes, I know. These are good problems to have. But yeah, no, I was like, oh man, the drills are, the labels are coming off. So I don't know which one I would prefer, having the labels be easily removable or having the labels too removable that by the time you get to it, some of them have moved. I think I actually might prefer the not too removable than removable, because that's too removable. I don't know. But it's making me think, I was like, you know, as awesome as it is to have the labels provided by the companies, if the labels are going to be not removable or too removable, I would rather have them not give me the labels at all, and I'll just scan it and print it myself, because I do have sticker paper that I like. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it that much anymore, but I got removable label paper from Amazon Basics, and like I said, I don't know if it's available anymore, but it's taken me a while. I bought, like, it was like a 25 sheet one, and I still have plenty left. So, and it's been more than 2 years, I think, since I got that label pack. So yeah, I think I would rather not have the label sheet. I know other people will be like, no, I want my label sheet. I don't have all your printer and stuff like that. Yeah, I get it. But if it's gonna be still just an inconvenience how the labels are, then I would rather just make my own. But if it comes with labels, the labels are gonna be used, and then I can just be like, then I could just complain about how unremovable the labels are. Or have it say that these are not removable, then I'll know, and I could always put the labels on some like masking tape or some washi tape to make it easier to remove. I know I've seen some people do that also, but yeah, if it's not removable, I'd rather just end up keeping the label sheets for my journal and just scan it and use my own label paper. But if that's only if I know. I don't know usually until after I use it. So yeah, I'm on the don't give me labels if it's not going to be awesome labels. Yes, I know. Complaining about stupid things. All right. Deborah said, where can I get a small amount of drills for a round color? I tried AliExpress, but it's extremely confusing. I could never figure out where to put the color number. I tried going to your Etsy store, but it was empty. FYI, I don't have anything on my Etsy store. If you saw my kitting up from last week, I did explain what happened in that one. And I just don't really want to talk about that one anymore. But yeah, AliExpress can be really confusing. Usually if you are going to order anything from them, after you make the order, you just send them a message and say what color you want. And if not, there are some, I think there's some, I don't know if you're in the US or if the US or somewhere else, but I've seen, I don't know, I've never tried them. I've seen like Amazon stores having single color things. If not, I think there are a couple like US based stores that sell drills. I've never tried them before, so I cannot say how good they are. I think Diamond Drills USA is actually in Seattle. Don't quote me on that. I have no idea. But yeah, you might want to see. It's hard for me to recommend anywhere because I have not tried them before. FYI, I did read your comment a while back, and for fun, I went to look if I actually have 3011. I don't. Remarkably, I do not have 3011, so it must not be one of the more common colors. Because how long have I been diamond painting? I don't even have 3011. But yeah, I don't know enough about other stores to give you any recommendations. Because I have not tried them myself. And I have so many drills in my stash that I can just go into my stash. And have you tried just using a substitute for 3011? I think let me just look up in 3011. Well, it looks like you could use 610, 3862, 611. But have you just tried just doing a substitute instead? That might be easier than buying the drills, especially if it's a small amount. And if you still have a little bit left of the 3011 that came with your diamond painting, perhaps you can see which of the DMC substitutes will be similar enough. Because unless it's a color block section, you really won't be able to tell that you went from one shade to another shade. So that's what I would do. I would not buy the 3011. I'd just look through my stash, and if I didn't have 3011, and just substitute it with something else that's similar. So thank you, Deborah. So Diane asked in my WIP and chat from when I was doing a cross stitch pattern. I seem to be doing a lot of cross stitch pattern. In my WIP and chat when I was doing my small cross stitch patterns, Diane asked, where did I buy this? So I do put links in the videos. I bought the pattern from Etsy, and then I printed it. I did a video on how I printed it. It was, I remember doing that video, and some people were like, yep, that's too much work. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. And some people were like, thanks for the video. I'll have to try it out. So yeah, there should be a link in the description of where I got the pattern, and I had done a video of how I printed the pattern to the correct size also. But yeah, I think I was actually contemplating doing one of those for today's video, but I decided to do this one since, I don't know, I'm almost done. I feel like when I'm almost done, I actually, ooh, I think I'm not gonna have enough of this 3072. But it's not the fault. I'm the one who kitted this up. I'm not gonna have enough of this one. 3072. So if you do run out of a color when you're diamond painting, don't use it all up before going into your stash. Look for it first so you can compare what shade you're using, just so that you don't run into the case of using the wrong shade. Now see, I have several shades of this one, and this one, doesn't match any of them. What I think I'm gonna do is probably use this one. I think matches the most. This one's more blue. And finish up things that are near each other with this one, and then do this in the next one. The one good thing is this is not in a color block section, so it won't be that noticeable that I went from one shade to another. Now, if it was a big color block section, it might be noticeable that you went from one shade to another. But I'm just going to finish this out and then go to the next shade. So for a picture like this, the shade might not matter as much. So, but I'm still not willing to mix completely different shades up. So that's why I'm finishing up this one, and then I will use the next one. But yeah, I've noticed that I've started running out, and like I said, it's my fault. I didn't kit up enough, and I kitted this up back in 2021, so I don't remember my strategy. I could watch my video. I kitted up on video, so I could watch it back if I want to. Okay, so now I'm going to use this here. And then I'll keep the rest for the rest of the thing, because I don't know if I'm going to need more of this. But yeah, I do notice this one is a little bit lighter than the other shade, but I just finished that other shade up. But yeah, like I said, when earlier in the video, I would not be surprised if I did run out of some of the colors, because I have started running out of some of the colors. But that's because I kitted this up myself from my stash drills, and I was really, really conservative on my extras. So I didn't add an excessive amount of extras, so I'm actually not surprised that I'm running out of a couple of them. And some of them I think I just kind of poured in, and I was like, this is probably enough. Because, you know, I just needed like a little bit, and I was like, that should be enough. Nope. Okay. Then I'll just leave the rest of this for if I need some in the last parts. Okay, I don't need this box anymore, at least for now. Okay. This line. So let's see. Danelle, during one of my very old videos, hey Joan, listening to your video all the way through. I don't know if you finished this series or not. Okay, it's a very old video, so yes, I have finished that series. This was when I was doing my my Monday video that I was doing, the putting away the drills of the 447 pack. I had done it previously for an art dot pack. So yes, that video series is done. So I don't know if you finished this series or not, but if not, please do. Yes, it's finished. I do try to watch everyone all the way because I've told it makes a lot of difference. Thank you. Thank you for watching the whole video. Did you make a PDF of your inventory sheet for the drills? Also, is it printed on a sticker sheet? I saw you pulled a strip down on the right side that looks like a sticker. So what that is actually is double-sided tape. If you watch my current version, my newer version of that series, which apparently I've done it twice now, I did show putting the double-sided tape on the chart. Let's see. And it's just printed on paper. Is there a video before this one that talks about the boxes you use? I like your storage method. I've been looking for ideas. Yours and Diamond Painting Anonymous are similar. Thanks for making your videos. You're on my list of favorites. Thank you. So at some point I probably made a video about putting together the boxes. So they are photo boxes. I did not come up with the method. I believe the person who started the photo box system is Add More Zest, or 4Kids at 147, as she was called back then. So if you haven't seen her videos, I do not take credit for the photo box thing. I think she was the one who came up with it, but prior to that, folks were using things like shoe boxes and things like that. So I'm not sure if I could credit her with the putting the drills in a box, but I think I could credit her with the photo box instead of the shoe box thing. But she has like a whole series, I think, of where she explains how to do it. So yeah, a lot of people keep their spare drills very similar to what I'm doing. I think it's one of the better ways of keeping your spare drills just because it's expandable and more easily expandable. I know for some people would keep their spare drills like in baseball card holders or something, like the baseball card binders, but that doesn't really work out that well because it's not as easily expandable. And if you've been doing this hobby for a while, you have boxes. I'm telling you, boxes of spare drills. If you saw how many boxes of spare drills I have, you might realize why I am even doing these cross-stitch patterns, just because of the sheer amount of extra drills I have. But yeah, I think I've done different parts of putting the boxes together in different videos, and I have revamped my boxes a couple times because that's apparently what we do, because it's entertaining for us. Yes, the things we find entertaining, right? Um, but yeah, I think my current, I'm gonna probably be wrong on this. What my current system is right now might be pretty much the end, unless something like game changing, game changing. There could be a game changer in the spare storage ideas happens. Now, are there certain things I wish I could see? The thing is, once you set it up, it's a lot of effort to set it up a different way. So, what I would probably do different if I were to set up my spare drills now, which I'm not going to do because it'll take a lot of effort to do, is because my bags are 2.2 inches by 3 inches. I think if I were to do this again, I would get the 2.5 inch by 3 inch bags. I think that would have just made enough of a difference that I would have been able to hold more drills in my storage. And I also think so then since I would get, if you've seen my boxes, I have the 5 rows of on the photo box. I know a lot of people do the box that way, but I do mine do the box this way, and then they have 3 columns. But I do my box that way, and then I have 5 columns. If I were to do the 2.5 inch bags, I would be able to only do 4 columns in my direction, but I think in the end I would be able to hold so many more drills. But yeah, that's the only change I would make. Is the 2.5 inch bags. But yeah. At some point I had put together a video of me doing it. But I'm sure that 4 Kids at 147 has a video of her doing it. And I don't know if necessarily if hers is prettier, but I think I have more spare drills than she does. I think I have too many spare drills. But yeah, I think I have too many spare drills. I don't know if I have as many 310 as she does. I don't know. She must do a lot of diamond paintings with lots of 310, because I've seen her bag of 310s. But yeah, thank you, Danelle. So in my unboxing from last week, I think I got these keychains that were animal keychains. And I think some of the keychains were not the clearest of what animal they were. So I think I have some people giving suggestions for what possible animal they could be. So Gillian said, is it a little wolf? Maybe. Some of the animals were not clear. Like, is that a raccoon? Is that a fox? Is it a wolf? But they were cute. Because when you make a animal look cartoony, it's sometimes not as obvious what type of animal they are. Yeah, so then Kelly says it's a fox. So that's those 2 questions. Let's see. So Christina says, you often mention you have a cubicle at work. Cubicle means desk job, right? How are you sitting 8 hours a day, then sitting some more on your off days and diamond paint? How is your back not killing you? I do have a cubicle, but I don't necessarily consider my job a desk job because I work in a lab. I am doing a little bit more computer work than now that I'm a supervisor, but it's not all computer work. I sometimes do have to go into the lab. So when I'm in the lab, most of that's done where you're standing. It's just easier to stand while doing it. So yeah, not constantly on the computer. And I've begun diamond painting on a, I don't know if you guys saw my unboxing from a while back. I got a A3 light pad that had a, um, like on the back where you could have it at a angle. I've been starting to use, I don't use a light pad, but I've been starting to use the A3 light pad to be my drafting, it's not the easel. Because I do have like a wood easel thing that I was diamond painting on. It's just that the lowest setting is too high, while that A3 light pad, actually the lowest setting is actually pretty low, so it's only on like a little gradual incline, and I've been using that. I've been using that in my other room, and I think I like it a lot. I think the whole reason I didn't you like the why can't I think of words? I think the main reason I didn't like the desktop easel was, I guess the one that I got it went too high. So what ended up, so lots of times when I'm diamond painting, I have you've noticed I put the tray just pretty much directly on top of where I'm diamond painting. And the reason I didn't really like the easels and stuff is because I couldn't really do that without having to hold the tray, like hold the tray. But when it's only at a slight angle, I would still be able to hold the tray, but it would be on top of the diamond, like on top, like sometimes it would just be too much that the drills would fall down the easel thing. So that light pad, my A3 light pad that I got to do, it's actually a battery up, or like a rechargeable battery one, that since I don't use a light pad, I sometimes turn on the light and it's been working periodically. So now I kind of have a light pad underneath if I need it. I wasn't doing that before. But yeah, I think I like the angle a lot better. I think maybe on a future whip and chat, I'll bring it into here and use it to show you guys what I'm talking about. I still kind of like the flat surface a little bit more, but it is helping me not have to like bend my eyesight down, and it just kind of, I can see it a little bit better. But I think what was hindering me from using easels before was the fact that the one I have, the lowest setting, is still too high. And I do have a drafting table. I got it during the pandemic. It was really cheap. I don't remember how much it was, but it was like on clearance. You know how, I don't know if there's a lot of things on like on sale during the pandemic. The thing with the drafting table is it's just too big, and then if you're putting the table up like that, then you don't have anywhere to plunk down your drills. So that was my main thing with that one. It was too big and there's nowhere to plunk down the drills, and I think so I kind of like the tabletop easel better, because you can still put your elbows on the table and do that, while the drafting table, there's nowhere to put your elbows and there's nowhere to plunk your drills somewhere. So but yeah, I have that A3 light pad that has a easel backing, I guess. And that actually worked out. I didn't use it. My mom was using it. But then I got an A2 light pad, and then my mom was like, I'm going to use the A2 light pad. So my mom's using the A2 light pad. I had the A3 one, and I was like, let's try the easel thing on this one. And it's actually been working out. I did have to put like a rubber-ish bottom on the bottom of the easel, just because of the light pad, because it was just a little too slippery. So that's the one thing when you're on a tabletop easel, is it can slip a little bit, but I think it's been working out. So yeah, maybe the next WIP chat. I don't know what I'm going to do my next WIP chat. I'll bring out the easel so you guys can see me use it. I have too many projects. Too many projects, not enough time. All right, thank you, Christina. Okay, if you use, okay, so this was in my framing video from last week. If you use double-sided tape on the back of your canvas, how do you remove the canvas from the paper? Does it tear the construction paper? Actually, whenever I take out a canvas from the black paper, the canvas comes off really easily and tape ends up staying stuck to the paper. Yeah, I haven't really had any issues with the paper tearing. It's more the canvas pulls off and the paper and the double-sided tape stays stuck on the paper. It appears you put duct tape on the cardboard backing of the frame in the beginning of the video. Yeah, I had put the black duct tape on it because I didn't have paper that was the right size at the time. So that's why I had done that. What symbol is that? That's the equal sign. I've already done the equal sign. So I agree. If you put all the hours in your canvas, it should be displayed for a while. I really enjoy your videos and all the helpful tips. Yeah, my big ones are all, they pretty much all get put onto my wall at some point. Just because they're big, took me ages to complete them, and if they deserve to be on the wall, they deserve to be on the wall. Like this, I'm planning for this. Oh wait, I missed one. I'm actually planning to put this up somewhere. I don't know where. I'm gonna have to take down something. I think something's gonna have to go for me to put this up somewhere. But when I was choosing this project, I was never actually intending to put this up on the wall. It was just more like something fun to do. But I'm actually very happy with the color scheme that this one is turning out. So this might go up on my wall but I will probably seal it before I put it up on my wall, just because since I'm using this double-sided tape, it's not as sticky. I don't know if that's the right word. It's like I'm wondering if it's not. It's just, maybe I just got bad double-sided tape. I could be. I'm finding it's popping a little bit. And I am blaming the double-sided tape on the popping. So I think I will seal it after I finish this. I will seal it. Plus, I feel like with the several pieces of paper together, or the several transparencies together, what I'm going to do is probably seal it, and then after I seal it, turn it around and just tape everything together, just because I'm paranoid. Even though I don't think there'll be a problem, because I use double-sided tape to put them together. I think it should be fine, but yeah, I think what I'm going to do is seal it and put some then tape the back, and then frame it, then put it on a frame. Or no, I was probably going to put it on the black construction paper. Maybe I don't need to tape it. Because this is just slightly smaller than the 18 by 24 inch. I think it's slightly smaller. yeah, it's just new. It's just about the same size as an 18 by 24 inch one. So I think that will work out. But yeah, no, this is turning out much prettier than I thought it would. I mean, I thought the picture was pretty, but this was one of those ones when I had purchased the pattern, I was like, I'm just going to do it for fun. And it's turning out much prettier than I thought, and maybe it's just really the colorfulness of it that I'm like, it needs to go up on the wall. I might have to take off something else on the wall, but it'll go up on the wall. Okay. This is a much longer video than I thought it would be. So Barbara said, is there a difference between crystal and rhinestone drills? I don't know. To me, I've just been calling the rhinestone drills crystal drills. But, so for me, they're the same. But there might be actually drills that are made of crystal. When I'm saying the crystal rhinestones, I mean the ones that are like the clear drills. Like... the clearish drills with the silver backing. So these are square crystal rhinestones. So I don't know if you could see. So they have the plastic is clear. And because the plastic is clear, they have the silver backing. And I've just always just called them the crystal rhinestone drills. So, and I could just be making up nomenclature. I do that sometimes because that's what I do, make up words now. And let's see. So yeah. To me, the crystal and the rhinestone drills are the same. For me. Barbara also asked, I like the bling that you added to the magnetic bar. What do you use? Oh, so in that video, I had the, was it a Jaguar leopard, with the magnetic bars, and I had put in this sparkly tape. Yeah, it was a sparkly tape that I got in a PR package, and I just decided, let's try adding it to the magnetic bar. I don't know if I liked it because it was just maybe a little too much bling. There is such a thing as too much bling. But yeah, I just got it. It was a tape. I got from one of my PR packages. I don't recall anymore where I got it. So Barbara also said in my last hitting up video, which let me tell you, I went through a little like dry spell of kitting ups because I'm trying not to kit up too many things because I have so many projects already kitted up. And if I kit up something, that just means I have another project kitted up, and a newer project kitted up, and I might not work on some of my older stuff. So I am trying to do some of my older stuff. So that, I mean, this one I kitted up in 2021, and I'm just doing it now. So, but yeah. Barbara said, my favorite part of diamond painting is kitting up. I think it's my favorite part too. That's why I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't kitted up. And then when I got the paint gems, I was like, oh, I have an excuse to kit up. I can kit these up and leave them perpetually kitted up for when I need to do when I need to do a small diamond painting. Like, let's say I have some time after I finish a diamond painting, and instead of starting a new one, I'll be like, I could pull out one of those paint gems, and I think I could finish like one of the pictures in about like 30 minutes, depending on how intricate it is. So they're a perfect one to, instead of starting the next square or sections of something, I could just do one paint gem diamond painting and use up the rest of my diamond painting time. Because if I don't finish a section in the time I normally diamond paint, I'll just leave it unfinished, put something over it and leave it unfinished and go back to it tomorrow, like the next day. I actually had this uncovered for, the last time I worked on this was March 3. It's actually March 12. So I had that section just covered up with plastic for a while. I wouldn't recommend keeping it partially done for a long time, but partially done for a little bit of time is okay. Okay, let's see. So, yeah, Barbara says, my favorite part of diamond painting is kitting up. That's why I like drills in the strips rather than baggies. Are baggies more prone to static than the strips? Joan, I want to thank you for your generosity in sharing the pages of your logbook and making it. So, I'm glad you like the pages of the logbook. So I think, you know what? I think you are right. I think the baggies might have a little bit more static than the strip packaging. And I kind of also agree. Since I kit up all my diamond paintings, the baggies are actually harder to kit up from than the strips of bags. I know a lot of people love the baggies because you don't technically have to kit up. You can just work straight out of the baggies. But I don't like working out of the baggies, so I do like kitting up. And I just like kitting up. So I'll do it. I know some people said, I really hate kitting up. I'm like, how could you hate it? It's awesome. It's the best part of diamond painting. I'm still waiting for someone to like comment on this video and be like, Joan, I live in Kitsap County too. And I'll be like, you do? You want me to kit up your stuff? Do you want to guest star on my video? I don't know. You know, just sometimes I was thinking, I was like, if I have like someone I'm talking to while doing the video or something, it can be more of a fluid conversation. Like, not like, because, you know, right now I'm talking to you guys, but I'm talking to no one. I'm recording this, I'm by myself in the house, and I'm talking to no one. So it's like a one-sided conversation. But yeah, no, I was like, I'm just waiting for someone to comment on this video and be like, Joan, I live in Kitsap. I'll be like, cool. Well, I'll still try to figure out if this person's crazy. But do you want to meet up and do diamond painting together? I don't know. But yeah, I'm just thinking of like, ew, that's one like, it was very fun when my mom was diamond painting too, and I just had so much to kit up. It was awesome. It was like I was kitting up for 2. It was so enjoyable to kit up for 2. Now I'm kitting up for 1, and I think I got so used to kitting up for 2, and I miss kitting up for 2. Kitting up for 1, I don't diamond paint enough. You might think I'm like, Joan, you diamond paint a lot. I do actually diamond paint a lot, but not apparently enough to fulfill my kitting up desires. I think I need to stop doing the big ones. Why am I doing the big ones? I didn't used to do the big ones. I need to stop doing the big ones so that I can kit up more. So because I'll be able to finish more if I do the smaller ones. Why did I take this one out? Yeah, now I remember. There it is. Yeah, if I only do small ones, I'll be able to finish more, and then I'll be able to kit up more. But alas, right now my mood has been to do the bigger ones and to do these cross-stitch conversions. And unfortunately, these these type of diamond paintings take up more time, and hence I don't finish them, and I don't have, and I don't finish them as quickly, and therefore I don't have as many things to kit up because I'm still working on these ones. There it is. Okay. I have just like a little bit left. Let's see. This one. It's these last bits that always take the longest, because you usually only need one. I saw another one. There it is. Oh, there's one more here. Okay, I guess I'll just finish this up and then we'll be at the end of the video. I always think, I was like, why do I insist on finishing the section that I'm doing in this WIP and chat? Instead of just being like, it's been an hour, I'm gonna stop talking now and we'll meet in another video. But I was just like, I think this might be I'm only gonna record one more video, so I think, yep, the Monday video is not happening again this week. Well, you will have seen that already, because the Monday video would have passed and you'd been like, nope, no video. Where is this? I saw it. There it is. So I think the Monday video is not going to be a thing again this week. But this extra long WIP and chat should make up for not having the Monday video, right? Percent sign. It's this one. Just need one. And the other percent sign, because there's 2% signs, they just look different. Number 1. I think that's the only number 1 in this. What symbol is that? Well, that's the $sign. Okay. See, this is why. So what I've been still using this part that's shaded, and that's the part that's hard to read, because I've been overlapping them, and that's the one that's really hard to read. So I'm gonna stop overlapping them the next time I do this. It's like those things that you do once and you're like, no, not gonna do that again the next time. So $sign. Yeah, the shaded. I think if I had a light pad, it would be fine. Parentheses in this direction. There. Number 6. I've already done a number 6, so I missed that one. Okay. Number 9. Man, this is, I think, the 4th time I've taken this color out. 939. And I think this is the 4th time I've taken this color out. And not that one, this one. Okay, I think I got it. I think I got everything. not sure if I like how this turned out. This part here. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a crisscrossy line. I don't know if you can see, if it'll focus. See, it's supposed to look like that. Not sure about how that turned out, but the overall rest of the flower looks really nice. This one's looking good. I think the next time you see this will be done. Hopefully, the next time you see this thing will be done. So let's move you up a little so you can kind of see a preview of it almost being done. It's too tall. It's like 60 centimeters up that top, up and down. Maybe if I move it this way, you'll see I just have this little section here left, and then I'll be done with this. But that little section is probably gonna take me like 2 hours. Yeah, this took me like 2 hours just to finish up that. So that's probably gonna take me another 2 hours or maybe more. The Heaven and Earth Designs diamond painting cross stitch patterns are very confetti heavy. I give kudos to the people who do this as a cross stitch, because I just can't see how I could do it as a cross stitch. It's actually pretty difficult already as a diamond painting, and I would assume it would be even more difficult as a cross stitch. But yeah, I know this is turning out really, really pretty. Really happy with this. Oh, random drills. It probably popped off. That's why I said I'm gonna have to seal this. But yeah, there is that. So that's all I have for today. So thank you for keeping me company in this very, very long video. Did not expect the video to be this long. I was like, it shouldn't take that long. Like I said, I always think that they could diamond paint faster than I really do. But yeah, that's all I have for today. So thank you very much for watching, and happy diamond painting. Bye.